everyone. Welcome to Brewing Bios with Envisage Content. I'm your host, Shraddha Hatangadi, and I'm here today to bring to you the platform where entrepreneurs talk about their expertise, their journey, and also how they have come through and transitioned in their life story. So today I have with me Ms. Bharati Vedak, who is someone who transitioned from making designs of buildings and construction sites to today designing minds and mindsets with art therapy. So let me welcome her and let me set the stage for her to talk about her life history, her life story, and her journey from transitioning to being an architect and today being an art therapist and changing the world of mental health. So thank you so much, Bharti ma'am, for being my guest today and being so graciously, enthusiastically a part of this particular podcast platform.
Thank you, Shraddha, for inviting me on this great platform of yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, ma'am, like as I said, that you were an architect and you already have an artistic, creative kind of a background, right? So, you were someone who were always surrounded with people who were drawing, blueprints for buildings, offices, construction sites, and all of these. So, what was that moment that where you felt, now that you want to basically have or you want to contribute to the world in such a way that you chose to actually completely change your field from being an architect to now being a mental health professional and specifically choosing to be an art therapist. So if you could, just explain or tell, how you actually came across this particular journey of yours.
Yes, actually, the journey was not exactly becoming an art therapist. Actually, being an architect is a creative field because right from the beginning, I was inclined toward these art forms or creative. Means I was never inclined towards some technical field or so it was natural that I'll be doing some creative field. So I always wanted to do architecture. I did that. I practiced architecture for 30 years and it was a very nice journey. Obviously, it was creative also, along with other, as you said, blueprints and site visits and all those things. But so then, along with that, I had always maintained some art forms or something to do with art. I had always maintained that as an hobby. So I was always working full time as an architect, but somewhere I always wanted to work on something different because then again it was creativity, but it was you can say restricted to the building. So I always was involved into some kind of art forms, but that time it was just like a hobby or a passion. But and I could not label that time that it is meditative for me, but now I can label it. But that time I used to feel that even after working in the office for an entire day, after coming home and having dinner and all, I used to work on some art form, something creative. I used to learn something new, and not that I pursue that for years together or something, but I used to feel good, and I could feel that yes, I'm feeling calm and relaxed. So it was always that. And then after 30 years, I started feeling little stagnancy that, okay, this is only restricted to buildings. And if I want to pursue some different kind of arts, and since I'm feeling good, I will do something. I exactly had no idea what I'm going to do, but that was inside that I want to do something. So then I said, doing simultaneously would be difficult. Again, this will be dominating profession that I have been working for so many years. So slowly I reduced my architectural work, and I was figuring out. But then I always knew about mandala art, but I had not gone into that deeper. So I started watching videos, and I was so fascinated with that. Actually, I used to be glued to the screen just watching the videos.
Okay.
Then there was that, I'm not the person who is always glued to the screen other than work, very rarely. But this, I was really fascinated. So then I thought, no, I want to try this. And so then I started attending small workshops. Initially, I thought I'll just attend small workshops, let's say And then I slowly started realizing that it's really meditative for me. It really makes me feel very calm, very relaxing. And I was never, worked up with that. Even whatever I learned in workshop, because while doing workshop, you are in a little hurry. So entire thing I used to do again, and I was not bored that, okay, I'm starting all over again. In fact, I used to be excited. I want to start all over again. And that passion went on, and I didn't understand when I got so deep into that.
Yeah.
But today I'm actually in love with that mandala art. I'm never like I just want I just don't get much time because now I started art therapy also. So initially it was mandala art, and I actually started realizing how useful it is. And so slowly I started that, okay, then even I want to take workshops. So slowly I started with taking workshops initially only, and it was the COVID time. So
Okay.
everything was online.
Yes. Yes.
So, and I wasn't a techno savvy person. So I thought I'd start only with one or two persons and who are friends. So even if I got something wrong with technically, it's okay. So I literally started with one or two and they started liking because I start from scratch and all.
Okay.
And then that journey started. Then I thought I should go more about this now.
Mhm.
So I started searching how can I use it in a more better way too, so that people are also benefited with this. So
Correct.
I came across with the course. It's a government approved diploma on Mandala Therapy.
Okay. Okay.
So even I didn't know what it is. So I searched. I spoke to the persons or the mentors. So I liked it and I did that course, and it was very useful. But then again, I realized that this has a limitations. Okay, those who love mandala, it will be easier for them. But other than that, if I am going to do something, and by that time I had started understanding what is mental health, what is emotional health. Because once you are into that, you also start researching why it is helping me.
Correct.
So I thought if I have to reach more people, then there has to be something more also. Uh, so I started researching more, and then I came across this art therapy course. Till that time, even I was not aware of art therapy. So again, I spoke to people. I understood the course what it is exactly. Again, it is an government approved diploma. So I completed my art therapy. So there I got to know how it is helpful, how it can be used for people. And the mandala art is also used as a in the art therapy also as a part of art therapy. So this is how the journey actually started. Then again, I did some add-on course also in the art therapy to enable me more to reach out more efficiently to people. So yeah, this is how the journey was from architect to art therapist and mandala therapist.
Okay, that's actually very wonderful. Like you were from an artistic background, and how you actually like understood the potential that that
Hmm.
art or drawing is not just restricted to complex designs or just making blueprints of buildings or all this, but actually it can help people with venting out their emotions and addressing their emotional problems and also working on their emotional wellness. So this is something I think what you decided to do is very challenging also because there are often judgments to these things when you like want to change your career. Also, people kind
Yeah,
of judgments. Are like पहले कुछ और कर रहे थे अभी
yeah.
something else. So, but I think being true to your purpose is what is more important. And I think you have taken the responsibility and chosen to do that and change so many lives with the skill that you have. So that's a really wonderful.
So yes, I I used to get this not comments but statements that, "Arey, why have you suddenly now
Yeah,
after 30 years now?" Then even I used to get confused, but I was firm, like, okay. But this was there that 30 years you have been architect and suddenly you are this. But I really want, and I came to know that people really need it. And I was benefited for sure.
yeah,
Your thought process is, I was a patient person, like But still, I can feel that change, and that is for sure after I've started this.
Okay.
So I was okay. I want to do this, and yes, I'm trying my best.
That's amazing. See, yeah, of course, I think everybody is going to pass judgments when we want to do something different. And everybody, I think everyone who wants to bring change in other people's lives and even in their lives, there are going to be judgments because we all are conditioned. We are so much conditioned to attach ourselves with our profession or with our career that people are like, "Arey, why you want to change
Yeah.
profession now? Like you have been an architect for 30 years or you've been a certain profession for so many years. But I think what's important is that we are humans for a purpose. So I think the more we stick to our true purpose is what matters more. So I think I'm really glad to know that after three decades of working in a particular field, you not just left behind the field, but actually you took the artistic part of it and you
Yes.
uh, kind of revamped it into therapy and you learned it, you became an expert at it, and now you're changing so many lives.
Because even means I won't say because while working on architectural projects,
Mhm.
that creative part was always therapeutic. Means as I
Yeah,
said, I could never label it as this. But whenever I was involved in that process, I never even looked into the time that okay, office time is 6 and then I have to leave now. Then I used to feel no, I have to complete this. So that was always there
correct, correct.
for some different purpose. So that creativity now maybe I'm using for some different purpose.
Yes, absolutely. So that's really wonderful. So, so art therapy is something which has been very popular in the West. You know, a lot of even I think there's a woman scientist behind even starting this particular
Yes.
kind of therapy. I don't remember her name right now, but I think she was the one to actually initiate art in the form of therapy or in the form of psychotherapy long back. And it's
Yes.
very popular in the West and it's being used by a lot of psychotherapists also to, uh, try to help children and other people who want to, basically take up this kind of a therapy and work on their emotions and address their problems and it. So now this is something where I think in South Asian countries and in India particularly, I think the art therapy is not very popular. I would say there is no awareness about art therapy because again, art is supposed to be considered something like relaxation or just something which we do as a hobby
Hmm.
or like that. So then, what would you want to tell our audience about it? So I would want you to basically explain that what exactly is art therapy and how it is very much beneficial for mental health and what kind of people actually it can help or it can support what kind of people. If you can just talk a little about it and shed some light on.
Yes, sure. Actually, art therapy means not under this label probably, but had been used for many years, maybe you can say centuries also.
Okay.
There are some records, but they are just in the words. There are no proofs about it. So
Okay.
it was never given any title that it is a form of a therapy.
Mhm.
So as you said, many scientists, psychologists, artists, they started pursuing this matter that it should be officially treated as a therapy.
Okay.
But again, it was not given approval, or you can say the sanction that because there are no, you don't get black and white results of this. Like in our physical health, we get the reports. Okay, your sugar level is showing this, which is normal or not normal, like that. In art therapy, if you come to some art therapist for stress, you cannot get a black and white result that, okay, I'm out of stress or something like that. So it was not getting a recognition. But then again, few decades back, it has got the recognition as an art therapy, non-clinical. Obviously, because it doesn't involve any medication, and we are not from the medication background. So it says that it is a non-clinical therapy.
Okay.
But then now it has got recognition.
Okay.
Again, it was used in India also, but in India there is no acceptance. First of all, there is no awareness. That is also true. And if even if somebody's you make him or her aware of it, there is no acceptance, which is more in Western countries. Means
Okay.
if you say here in India, okay, for your some physical illness, you are going to see your doctor, and you say your friends, yeah, it's okay, you should go, you should not wait. But try telling your friends that I'm going to see the therapist.
Mm.
Then people will start judging you. What is her or his problem? Is it a financial problem? Is it family problem? Marriage problem? Means they will just go wide with their imagination.
Correct.
So they don't have acceptance, and we know about this.
Mhm.
Probably we also will do the same thing. So there is no acceptance, and so we avoid going to therapist. So this awareness has to be brought that going to the therapist doesn't mean there is a mental disorder or something like that. Because it shouldn't get worse, we are seeing the therapist. Even now in the jobs, there is so much of pressure of everything.
Correct.
So everyone knows there is a pressure. So what is the harm just in going to therapist and get some relaxation? But still that acceptance is not there that going to the therapist is okay.
Yes.
So people try to avoid also, and even they avoid to talk to it or talk about it also.
Yeah.
So that is the difference. In Western countries, there is a more awareness also and more acceptance also. There it's a taboo, not the taboo that, oh, she's seeing the therapist. It is considered okay. So for your mental health, it is required. So mainly that is the difference, I think so. And as you said, who can be benefited? Practically everybody can be benefited, from
Okay.
children to adult seniors also.
Okay.
Because in every age group, they have their different problems, and they have different symptoms about it. Today, everyone is under stress, and so stress is different in each age group, is different stress level or the reasons. So practically, it can benefit any age group and irrespective of gender, men, women, anybody.
Mm.
So, uh, as I said, this is beneficial for every person.
So now, when you say beneficial for everyone, but is there a particular see, because art therapy, even though it is therapy, it is a little unconventional, what I feel, from the normal therapy or the normal psychotherapy that happens, right? So is there a particular problem or a kind of people who can actually seek therapy, art
Hmm.
therapy basically,
Yeah,
and how it is different from the conventional psychotherapy or talk therapy, which we usually know about?
yeah. So usually these therapies are involve talking.
Okay.
And art therapy, as you said, specifically, if a person is going through some difficult emotions, say most common are the stress these days, and the stress leads to anxiety, depression, then again anger and aggression, which again leads furthermore to the trauma or addiction, any kind of addiction. It can be other addiction or a substance addiction. Then it becomes more difficult because it needs some medical help also along with therapy. So
Right.
all these people can be benefited. And why it is different? Because many times what happens is people are not comfortable talking about their pain,
Yes.
and talking again and again about it, they sometimes they get irritated also or frustrated also. They get more frustrated. So they are questioned about it. They have to talk again and again. So that becomes difficult, and sometimes they are not aware of it also, that what's exactly happening inside them. So in all this, considering all this, art therapy is little soft therapy also, it is called as a soft therapy. Because even if you talk less, it's okay. So then you are asked to express through the art. So there your subconscious mind helps you. So while talking to in talk therapy, unknowingly or knowingly, you can get little manipulative. Like if you don't want to say, I don't get along well with my parents, and then you may say, oh, how can I say that?
Yeah.
So unconsciously you manipulate this. Oh, sometimes we have conflict, but that is not the truth. That is not the truth. The truth is you absolutely don't get along with that. We can work on that. But when you are asked to express through art, since it is subconscious mind that works more, it gets reflected and it acts as a vent out also. So even if a person is not artist, you just giving pen, pencil and just ask him to scribble also, it is a good vent out. So it is that easy. And even if some person is artist, then definitely he'll enjoy it. And
Yeah.
even if a person is not having artistic background, he still enjoys it because no one is to judge there. He doesn't know what he's doing. So just draw it. So this is how it is different than normal therapy modalities.
So that's actually,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is something quite new. Like we usually talk so much about like therapy or expressing yourself in front of a therapist and all. But as you rightly said, that it might happen that because of the fear of judgment, because we are talking to some, even though we are talking to a stranger, but there is still that fear of judgment. You know, what will my therapist think about me if I
Yeah.
say that I have issues with my parents or with my partner or whatever, personal life. So, and there are such scenarios where actually therapists at times are, you know, a little judgmental, maybe not very directly, but indirectly. So it's very important to also find the right fit when it comes to finding a therapist. But I think, as you rightly said, that art will actually help the person to actually not manipulate or not give conditioned answers, but rather actually be able to unravel completely what they're going through subconsciously. Because again, mental problems are in our subconscious, not in our conscious mind. And again, when we are talking to someone, we are talking through our conscious conditioning and conscious mind. So I
Yes.
think, which you rightly said, that it is about the work in the subconscious mind. So it has to be, the focus has to be on subconscious mind. So through art therapy, I think that will be quite beneficial. Okay, so then probably even children, I think, since they face a lot of problem expressing themselves, because I think children hardly understand what they are feeling. You
Yes.
usually express through probably, through making some tantrums or maybe being a little hyperactive on a particular day, or probably showing anger or some gestures which probably sometimes parents don't understand. We feel that
So
their child
there
is
I can give example. Nowadays, both the parents are working.
correct.
So they are not available. Okay, they are doing it for children, everything, it's okay. So what can happen with the child is either he can go completely in the shell because he has nobody to talk. Okay, even if he's with his caregiver or whatever, if he's missing his parents and he doesn't understand. So even if you ask him, he doesn't know what he is feeling. So either he can go into the some kind of a shell that he's not talking, or it can be other way around that he can become he can go into aggression or attention seeking because parents are never, and then parents think that he's throwing tantrums.
Correct.
So in such cases, when child himself doesn't know why he's acting so, okay, like us, we know why are we angry, and we are showing our angry. We know that I'm angry with this person, and I'm showing it away. But child doesn't know that he is trying to seek the attention or he's isolating himself. So in such cases, he cannot speak. But when you ask him to draw, and when we know what are the symptoms and all, so that can get reflected through the art. So even child doesn't have to go through that question answer sessions and he again start feeling guilty. So that doesn't happen.
So basically, the child doesn't feel that he's going through a therapy or
Yes.
counseling.
Yes.
Because again, if that happens, like if any, as you rightly said, that it's such a taboo. So even a child would be judged if it
Yes.
somewhere been found out that that a child is going through counseling or therapy. So I think art is, as you said, that art therapy or doing art related modalities will actually make the child feel that it is just a part of relaxation or
Yes.
some kind of a hobby that they're trying to pursue, and they might, they once they become comfortable with the person helping them out, they will automatically express themselves like. So I think this will really be beneficial for children, and I think even for teenagers it would be
Yes.
helpful, because I
Definitely.
think teenagers, they have such high intensity of emotions within themselves, But again, parents also, because of the generation gap, are not able to understand how to tackle such situations. So I
Yes.
think somewhere even parents should be accountable of how they behave in front of their children, so that
Hmm.
children also are able to, I feel, are able to feel at safety with their parents to express. But again, if that's not happening, then parents also should be open to helping their child through therapy or through
Yes.
counseling.
Yes. That they should also have acceptance. Okay, there is nothing wrong in
Yeah.
taking. So, as I said, every age group has their different issues and symptoms. Like typically, teenagers are going through probably the pressure of career, studies, or they are going through body changes also,
Yes.
or there can be bullying, or so many things they see around them, and they don't understand what is happening to them. So they are not able to put it in say it out in words.
Yes.
So in such cases, also art therapy can help to vent out also and to find out also what is happening inside them.
Correct.
And it's easier for them. It's very joyful also.
Yeah.
Any drawing anything, it's always a joyful. You will not feel that, oh, what is this? Maybe you can say, okay, I'll improve my drawing. That is a different thing. But
Uh-huh.
you will not say, I'm bored. You
Hmm.
always enjoy. So
Correct.
that is also joyful process also.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of self-esteem that one
Huh.
feels after doing any kind of drawing, I would say. So I think yeah, art therapy is I think it's quite beneficial for teenagers and children. What I feel is because as you rightly said, it's a non-verbal way of expressing.
Hmm.
So I think that is something which teenagers, uh, again, if they also might feel कि counseling, they've come for counseling, so they have to talk, and
Yeah.
constant talking also will frustrate them or isolate them or something like that. So I think this is a very good way to help them out, expressing and with addressing their emotions. So that's great. So my question again to you would be that since you said that people who are not able to completely or fully express themselves through talk therapy,
Yeah.
so this can help them, right? So do
Hmm.
you think like men can also be benefited from this? Because men usually have the tendency of not expressing
Yes.
themselves because they are conditioned to keep a strong or a brave face all the
Yes.
time, and they are being somewhere maybe till the time they reach teenage, they are maybe coddled a little more,
Hmm.
but after that suddenly they have been told that now you're a man, so you have to behave a certain way, or you have to, you can't cry and you can't all of
Right.
these things. And if they do, then again they're isolated or they're
Yes.
teased about it. And they sometimes even sort to substance abuse because of that, because they're not able to express themselves,
Right.
right? So how art therapy can specifically help them? If you can little bit elaborate that part, I think it would be great.
Yes, this is a very common issue. Even in my workshops or my personal people who come to me,
Hmm.
there is very, very low percentage of men that I notice. So many times I mention also in my workshops, as you correctly said, we have been conditioned that men has to be strong. Okay, they are physically strong, no doubt about that. But that doesn't mean they cannot express. Any human being has to express, men or women, they need to express. But as our social conditioning, it has maybe for centuries, it has been carried forward that men should be strong. So we interpret it as that, okay, emotionally also they have to be strong, which is not true. So we should make aware uh, that it's okay to express yourself. And crying is not the only source. Every time is may not be up to that extent that you need to cry, but you need to express. And as you said, family members are also not ready that the man of the family will express. So they may thought, "Arey, he is weak. So what are we going to do?" Expressing is not doesn't mean you are weak.
Yes.
In fact, if once you express, you are clear about everything, you know everything, and then you may stand up more stronger, more strong. But
Correct.
that acceptance from our side, means from other family members, should also be there. And yes, men also, they should first accept this, that it's okay to express.
Yes. True.
Yes. So I'm trying to spread this awareness also. So that expressing is important as a human being. It's nothing about men or women.
Correct.
Yeah. So as you said, up to teenage, we consider them as a child. So we accept. Even if he's a boy, he cries here and there. Still we say, Arey, why are you crying? You are a boy. That is a normal statement we hear.
Yeah, very true.
So from that age, we inculcate that, okay, you're not supposed to cry. And so that increases. And then he also starts, if I cry, what will my family members do? So everybody should be ready for this, that he needs to express. So for that, we can also organize some workshops where maybe they will feel uh, like people are there, only men. If they feel so, like women also feel sometimes sharing our problems.
Correct.
So, but yeah, I think men should more open to this, that they should express. And art therapy is, as I said, it's a soft therapy. So if they don't want to go verbal, that I'm feeling this. So if they express through art, any kind, what I normally do is, according to your comfort zone, we give you the tools. So it's not that you have to do this, you have to do that. So according to your comfort level, if somebody is good at art, we give accordingly. If somebody is not at all artistic with the artistic background, we give you the tools accordingly. So, so this becomes easier for them to express. For men also.
Okay, that's actually great. And like rightly, as you rightly said, that we often have conditioned like men to not express. And I think men express in a very violent way. It's because that is
Yeah.
the only time they're taken seriously. Usually men when they cry or they actually talk, na, they I have seen it even in my friend circle. At times it happens that when men express, the other friend who's a guy or who's a man would say like, "Arey, chhod na ye sab. Let's go
Yeah.
party. Let's do something else. Let's." No, because it's basically brushing off things and putting things under
Yes.
the carpet, and so that is something which a lot of men are conditioned to do, not just by their family, but I think also because the kind of company they have. The friends also are somewhere responsible for.
And so they find out the solutions, like as you said, some kind of a addiction,
Yes, correct.
substance or any other thing.
Yeah,
But
correct.
somewhere it has to vent out. So
Yes,
this is the source they find out.
correct.
So which is not healthy again, definitely. So if they go for art therapy, which is very soft and enjoyable, as I said, they might find out something new in them also.
Correct. Because art again is more of self exploration also. So I think
Yes.
the more like just like the way you discovered your purpose through art and through artistic doing artistic things, similarly even men also probably, or anybody for that matter, who takes up art therapy or who tries to understand themselves or discover themselves through art, will actually be able to be make better decisions in life, or be, I think, much wiser, also emotionally very balanced. So
Because it has an indirect, it's a chain kind of a thing. So
correct.
once you calm down, you relax, then your other areas also you start performing better.
Yes.
And this art therapy is, once you, it's not that you have to come to the therapist for lifelong.
Mm.
It's like once you know how to express yourself,
Mm.
you can do it yourself on daily basis or whenever
Yes.
it is possible. But first you should introduce yourselves to this kind of a therapy.
So yeah, I think this is really great. Like this will really, I think, help. Specifically, it can also help men to actually come out and talk about their problems, or if not even talk, at least, as you said, subconsciously, it will help them
Yes.
to at least vent out and all that pent up emotions and feelings that they have, which will actually come out in a very mindful way. So I think this
Yes.
is really, it will be really helpful for them. So, in the beginning, you mentioned that you started learning mandala, and that is how you encountered mandala therapy, art therapy, and today you are practitioner. So, what is this mandala therapy? Because mandala therapy, again, people feel that mandala is basically drawings which have some cultural different, like cultural significance and all of that. So, how is it therapeutic, or how does it actually have a kind of a scientific background towards it or a scientific backing to it that it is actually therapeutic, and now it has become a legitimate therapy. So, like, if you could just explain a little bit about that, because I think that is more than art therapy. I think this is much new to the audience, like mandala as a therapy tool. So, if you
Yeah.
could talk more about it.
Yes, mandala, that now it has become very common art form. Means it is becoming popular. It is an ancient Indian art form.
Mm.
So yes, it is beautiful. But other than that, it has got many therapeutic benefits to it.
Okay.
Uh, like you said that it is an art form. Art itself is a calming. We also use mandala art in art therapy as a part of art therapy also. But mandala art itself is an art form which is therapeutic. Now, why it is therapeutic is, first of all, in mandala art, okay, the meaning of mandala basically is a circle in Sanskrit. So we represent this. If you see, mandala art is basically a circular art form. So we connect it to universe. Like it has got, means conventional mandala art consists of various layers, circular layers. Now that is up to you how many layers you want. So so you have that freedom also, that you can make just 2 3 layers or 20, whatever. I mean, it has no limit. And circle is, we consider as an accommodative form, because there is no, you cannot find end or start of it. And it connects to your soul, because the central of mandala is considered to be your soul, and then you go expanding your universe. Like if you are doing mandala art for your calmness, then you should be calm inside you first. Your soul should be calm. Otherwise, you cannot find calmness in your environment. So the layers means, okay, you go to your parents. If you are calm with your soul, then your dear ones first, then your friends, then your distant relatives, and it goes on. Neighborhood, country, like that. So this is how the basic concept of mandala is. That is how it connects to every individual. And mandala art you will form, it involves a lot of patterns and the shapes. It is easy to draw because if you see, all the shapes are very basic shapes, and creatively you can make patterns of it. So making those patterns is also a process which includes, which involves your imagination, your creativity. Because after doing 1 or 2 mandalas, you will obviously feel, oh, I should create some new patterns so that it looks beautiful. So that is how it improves your creativity also. And usually these patterns are used in a repetitive manner in mandala, at least one layer. So when you are drawing that, you focus more. Okay, I try to get it as similar to the first one. So obviously you focus more. And when you get that, you feel happy about it because it starts looking beautiful. So that is how it improves your focus, your concentration also, and your patience also. And again, it's not compulsory that once you sit, you have to complete the mandala in one sitting.
Okay.
So you can complete one layer, then tomorrow I will do another layer. So that freedom is also there. So you didn't feel it that it's a forceful process. Okay, once I have started, I have to finish this. So you enjoy also. Then you can use colors also in that. Those colors are according to your mood, obviously. And colors are also therapeutic. We know there is a color therapy topic, completely a different topic at this. So you can use, basically you can use any colors, and you automatically tend to use the colors which align with your emotions or your mood at that time. And colors always enhance your mood and energy. So once you complete this mandala, whether a single color or multicolor, it's all your expression, because it's your creativity, your patience. You have done it with so much of patience, nicely, neatly. So this entire process gives you the feeling of achievement, some completion, that okay. And even if you complete 2 layers, it's a complete mandala. So you feel, okay, I have done my one mandala. And going further, there is also a chakra mandala. Now, nowadays, many people may be aware of, there are chakras in our body. Again, that is a little wider topic. But to say it in a short few words, there are 7 main chakras in our body. Muladhara, starting from Muladhara chakra to, I won't go in detail because it will go too lengthy. So starting from Muladhara chakra to crown chakra. So these chakras, we know, means there are various ways to balance and align your chakras. So one of that is chakra mandala. Like every chakra is associated with a particular mandala figure. And as I said, these mandalas, which we discussed before, you have a complete freedom. You can do as you want it. Means you can do it freehand, you can do it with the tools, whatever patterns you want to use. You have a complete freedom. It's just your expression. But when we come to these chakra mandalas, with every chakra, there is some mandala aligned with that. And there you don't have much freedom. That comes at the center of that chakra, whatever figure is associated. And around that, you can create your mandala. And that is to balance your that chakra. It has got particular colors also, like Muladhara chakra is a red color. So you are supposed to do in the red color itself. So it is analytical also and therapeutic also. So if you feel something, then we can analyze whether it's balanced or not balanced. And the same thing used for the therapy also. Of course, we incorporate many other things in that, but this is the main concept. So aligning the chakra, there are other ways also, spiritual ways. So when we are talking about mandala, this is how it is connected. So that is what we call a mandala therapy. So then we use this one, but for that we need to know whether the person is comfortable doing that. And once I feel okay, person is comfortable, then we start doing this, all the chakras with that color. So color therapy gets involved in that. Like previously we discussed, you can use any colors which you feel, but here when you are using it as a therapy or analysis, there are some particular colors assigned to those chakras. So they are called as chakra mandalas, and that is how it works.
Okay.
In short, to be
So this
expressed.
is actually quite new for me to understand that chakras can also be balanced through mandala, because usually chakra balancing or chakra healing usually is related to more of meditation and affirmations and
Yes.
these things. But through mandalas, one can actually balance the chakras is quite a new concept, I would say. And then I think if you feel that there's no awareness, much awareness about it, then you
Yes.
should probably do a lot of awareness programs on this particular, I feel on this particular topic also, because it's very, very intriguing topic and it's much needed these days. Even though there's a lot of awareness about chakras, but I think people still
Yes.
are not used to, like meditation again, people get bored of doing on a daily basis. Like if you tell them ki
Yes.
meditation karo, affirmations karo, they feel it very mechanical at times. But I think if they have an option of doing art, mandala art for their balance, for balancing their chakras, I think they will
Mm.
enjoy doing it also, and
Yes.
they'll be able to balance it also. So I think this is a very good and very different approach to chakra healing and art therapy. So this is really wonderful, and I'm thank you for talking about this, because even I am not much aware about it. So now, coming to mandala and art therapy and all of this. So as we discussed that in India, the awareness is not that much about these things. It's like art or mandala, be it specifically, has been a little not taken very seriously in our country. So
Yes.
professions like doctor and all and other professions
Yes.
are taken seriously, teaching ho gaya or whatever. But I think art therapy or mandala therapy or something like this has not much awareness, and uh, people still don't understand yet, even though we talk about it or they might have heard it from someone. So, how are you actually carrying out your awareness programs when it comes to making people aware about what art therapy is or what mandala therapy is all about? And again, when you said that chakra mandala and all of these things, so like, are you particularly targeting something, or what programs or platforms are you using for this particular awareness thing that you're doing?
Yes, as you correctly said, there is no awareness. People, whenever I take workshops, I'll answer your question. They
Mm.
say, yes, we have stress, everybody has stress. And when I ask them, what are you doing for that?
Mm.
Stress is normal. Then nothing. Like going once in a year for a trip, that won't help.
Right.
Like it's like gymming once in a week for 4 hours, that won't help. So some daily basis, but still they agree, yes, we have stress and all, but
Mm.
they don't do anything on a daily basis deliberately to avoid this.
Okay.
So I'm trying. So when, as I said, I completed my required education or training, I thought, okay, I have to start now working. But within few months, I realized, okay, my first task is to spread awareness. Because if I was a yoga teacher and I tell you, okay, I have started practicing, okay, those who want yoga will come to me. I don't have to explain them what is yoga. Okay,
Yes.
in
Correct.
detail, I'll explain them when we join. But basically, what is yoga is not the question. Or
Right.
if I'm a nutritionist, okay, if they need, they will come to me. But here, whenever I used to say, they didn't know what is the concept. So
Yeah.
within few months, I realized that this is my now, rather than started working as a professional, my first task is to spread awareness. Once they know something like this is there, then they might think whether they want to come or no.
Right.
So now to, as you said, to spread awareness about this, I'm using the social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram,
Mm.
and LinkedIn. I do some videos about informative videos. Sometimes it's a series like 4, 5 videos because it's difficult to cover in one video. And now the attention span is what? Not even 1 minute.
Correct.
So yeah. So still I try to make videos of 1 minute. So I have to make multiple videos. Sometimes I do this series. Okay, five is in five, 6 videos, I'll complete certain topic.
Okay.
So on Instagram, on WhatsApp is there. So I'm trying to use all this. And sometimes I take online workshops also,
Okay.
picking up some topic. Like sometimes it's a de-stress. So how it is helpful to de-stress you. Sometimes it is about well-being. Sometimes just to explain why it is important. Sometimes about mandala, uh, importance and benefits about it. And sometimes the physical workshops. Yeah, sometimes I organize the workshops, and those who want to join, they join. And sometimes some groups want to have these kind of workshops. So that I have done with some business groups, some offices,
Okay.
where they usually in office corporates, the people are under pressure, constant pressure,
Correct.
and they carry out some programs, well-being programs for corporates. But when I visited so many offices, they were not aware of this. They were going through usual programs that okay, yoga, meditation, or sometimes your health checkup,
Correct.
or how to take care of your physical health, or some topics like that.
Correct.
So
Correct.
first of all, to understand them, what is art therapy? What will I be doing? So they find it interesting, and slowly I have started going to the offices for de-stress. The office, or sometimes to make them calm. That whenever they are stressed, how can they relax themselves? So that kind of workshops I'm trying to do and spread this awareness.
Okay, that's really wonderful. Like this is actually good because corporates reaching out to corporates is very important today because looking at the employee wellness factor,
Yes.
this is I think utmost necessity today because I think everybody talks about workplace burnout and stress and anxiety and deadlines and a lot of other things because again work-life balance is a big still a big problem in India and the kind of work culture I think is also like the kind of work culture that we have also becomes difficult for employees to balance their personal life and their work life and also giving time to themselves. So I think the more employees, these employee wellness programs include the kind of programs you do, will actually help them a lot, I think. So I think this is really great that you are reaching out to corporates and you're reaching out to organizations to for this activities because whatever how much ever we try to reach out the common man, the I think corporates are the king, like they are kind of ruling the
Yes.
world, right? So if we try to bring change through them, then the change will be at a larger scale. So you are absolutely doing a wonderful job by.
And I would like to add also that art therapy, when we are talking about mental and emotional health, I have of course, I can't name them because this is a
Yeah, of course.
confidential profession, but I have examples that they have been benefited in their physical health also.
Oh,
After
okay.
practicing that this art therapy, whatever I was giving them, exercising it, they have started benefiting in their physical health also. Maybe it's a slow process because it doesn't include any medication or so. And again, it's up how much you practice. It's up to you also. But I have examples which they say that they have started benefiting some physical benefits also. So I think that also can help.
Yes, definitely. I think our physical ailments are also mostly related to mental issues only.
Yeah.
So physical ailments are just manifestations of your pent up emotions, basically. So I think, as you rightly said, that if one seeks therapy or one seeks help and they are working on their mental health, automatically your physical health gets balanced. And one would actually want to even take care of their physical health once their mental health is,
Yes.
uh, doing well or is balanced or something. So that is it's very hand in hand. Like we often feel ki we have cold cup, so we go to a doctor, we get results in 2 or 3 days. So people are okay with that. But I
Hmm.
think one needs to be really strong and have that patience and persistence to change their mindset or their build their emotional resilience over the period of time. And I think once that happens, physical ailments or physical problems actually will not come to you that easy as it used to come before. So even from my personal experience, I would actually say that even like I had a lot of physical problems, and and today these days PCOS and all this is very common
Yeah.
amongst females. So with and that is also all related to again pent up emotions or some like emotions that we're not able to express or we're not able to tackle them. But yeah, even after seeking therapy and doing a lot of healing modalities and everything, I
Yes.
have actually been able to work on my health also so much.
Yes.
Like today now I willingly want to like go out, do walk, exercise, do workout. It's because my mental health has become better. And then that happens automatically. So what you write?
Because yeah, because see, doing art therapy exercises, they are not going to give you solution for your problem. But
Correct.
when you are calm, you are relaxed,
Hmm.
and you are composed, then you can think better. So
Yes.
once you know that it is helping, maybe if you are in a chaos of all the decision making and all, you can just relax and do the art therapy exercises even for 10-15 minutes. Your mind get relaxed and you are able to think better. That is how it helps. It's not that art therapy is going to give solution for your presentation. But when you are calm at your mind, that okay, getting angry with my subordinates is not going to give me any solution. That's a negative way of venting out.
Correct.
Instead, you sit, you calm down yourself, you will find the better solution. So that is how then slowly it becomes practice. So it improves your work life and your personal life also.
That's really wonderful. Knowing uh like knowing art therapy, I have only known art therapy about through you only because I've never heard about this before. And when you said that it helps so many people who are not able to verbally express themselves, so I feel a lot of children who are actually being arrested for juvenile crimes also. So again, they don't understand like they have done something wrong.
Hmm.
And sometimes it's very easy to blame parents ki ha parents ne dhyan nahi diya, that's why this happened and all. But actually sometimes is that children kind of replicate certain things but at a higher intensity that we don't understand. And I think even they don't understand that what they're doing is right or wrong, or even if it is a something as grave as a crime, they don't understand that. So so does art therapy help in certain such cases also, like in counseling children who have been withheld or withheld from the normal education because they have done some crime probably as a child. So how does it help them? If you can talk a little
Yes,
about it.
because as I previously said, sometimes for children, it's they themselves don't understand why are they doing that? Why have they done certain things?
Correct.
And if you take them for counseling or some verbal counseling, they are not able to express because they themselves don't know. But through art therapy, we have some certain tools which we can just a minute. Yes, as I said, when you give them certain exercises through which we are able to find out even if there are some traumas also. So there are the exercises. And when we give them such multiple exercises, we are able to find out why exactly what is thought process they are going through. May not be the exact reason. We may not be able to, or maybe point out the particular reason, but we can understand their thought process about this. And that is how we can help them and we can give them the solution on that. And if sometimes some medication is required, we do recommend that. It's not, but along with the medication, also, if we give them this art therapy, it becomes easier for them to accept it also.
So this is actually really good. And I think then more and more awareness needs to be brought
Yes.
about this particular modality or this particular component of therapy that you're talking about. That because I think again, so I had watched this movie, a series on Netflix. It's very popular, The Adolescents. I don't know if you've heard about it, but again, it's about juvenile crime. Basically, an adolescent boy who murders his classmate because of certain emotional problems that he couldn't tackle. And so it basically showed that a lady who was a psychotherapist or a counselor, she was verbally basically trying to find out things from him. But he was so frustrated that constantly he was being put in this loop of talking about his problems and everything and all of that, that he used to become violent even with her while expressing. So I think here art therapy will actually work out really well. I think if art therapy is integrated with the normal therapy also, which is
Yes.
happening,
Yes.
then a
I
lot.
watched that series.
Oh, you watched it, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that there it will be really beneficial for this such kind of condition, right?
And because we are not telling the child that tell us why are you doing this, he will not tell, may not know, he will not tell. But through these exercises, as I said, we can find out his thought process also, not only the particular reason.
Correct.
And so that is how it becomes helpful also. He won't have to say anything which is traumatic for him also.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is how art therapy can be used along with other therapeutic tools also. Verbal tool. Then, as I said, if any medication, along with that also, we can use this.
Right. So this is a very good tool actually, and I think more and more awareness actually needs to be spread, and it will be really beneficial for a lot of people actually. I feel because again, when it comes to when we tell people about even when people they want to seek therapy and then they feel अरे यार फिर से उसके बारे में बात करो address
Yeah.
करो, they become very overwhelmed. But I think with what you do, I think that factor of getting overwhelmed or getting drained while talking, I think that particular thing gets excluded. So I think this is really a very wonderful and beneficial tool that you're using for therapy and psychotherapy. So I have one last question before we end the podcast. So since we know that June is the month which has been dedicated for men's mental health awareness, right? So still there is a lot of stigma about men expressing, and a lot of things are attached to it because of our age-old, century-old conditionings that we have about men or preconceived notions about men. So now, since this month of June will be, a lot of people will be talking about awareness, mental health awareness, and all. So how do you think that your programs can actually help men particularly? And are you planning to like make run any such programs wherein men can actually register or they can join the workshop or the awareness program that you're doing and they can talk about it and you can help them out through this modality or this particular tool that you use art for therapy. So if you can maybe little talk a little about it.
Yes, I'm planning to have workshops, maybe which we can say that exclusively for men. Because many a times happens that when a workshop is only for women, they feel more comfortable. If it's a mixed workshop, then women may not talk about certain problems. So if the workshop or it is only for women, we feel comfortable. So similar, we very rarely we find that there are workshops only for men. Either they are mixed or only for women.
Yes, yes.
So I think if we can give it a try, that only for men, and explain them that how important it is to vent out, and it is very normal. It doesn't make you any less manly or anything. As a human being, you have to, and it's your right to express.
Correct.
So, okay, if you don't want to go verbal, this is the way you can express. So it remains to you only. So that is how I'm trying to spread this awareness and conduct a workshop. Maybe they will find only men are there, then maybe probably they all are having the same problem, that I can't speak at home because then family will feel insecure, something like that. They can share also. And I can explain them that how this can help them. So it can be online and offline. I think if their spouse or whoever female member they have in the family, maybe mother or spouse, whoever, if they can accompany, I can explain them also that you should also have the acceptance if he wants to vent out. Don't judge him for that. Make him comfortable if he wants to vent out. And so for this art therapy is a good resort for both of them. So to spread this awareness, I think this can help. That only for men workshop and along with their family female workshop. So
I think this is a good initiative that you're planning to put up a program where men can actually talk about what they feel, because I feel when it's a mixed crowd, again sometimes even men hesitate to talk about their problems. But when it comes to only having men around, they might feel very open to talking, because I feel again mental health is also a problem, becomes a problem when we don't feel safe. So I think when we know that someone else is also going through the same problem as us, we feel a little seen and we feel a little better that we are not alone in the process. And it's all about that only. The more alone we feel, the more issues we start getting. So I think that is really a good thing. So I hope that you come up with a great program and everybody follows you, so that whenever this program you announce the program, they'll be able to connect with you, register for it, and also get the benefit of what you do.
Because as I said, I have been taking workshop for almost 3 years now. There is very, very, very rarely there is any male participant, whether it's in the art therapy workshop related to art therapy or mandala. But main participation is very rare. Okay, when I go to physical workshops conducted by offices or groups, they are there, they like it. But when such workshops are conducted, particularly some topic where you have to actually express, there is very less participation. So I think they should come forward and express.
So I think that will only be possible for men to join or be a part of the conversation of mental health when the more we create platforms only for them, exclusively for them.
Yes.
So when that happens, then they will become comfortable in a mixed platform. Just like how there are programs only for women and then women become free and then they are okay with mixed programs. I think similarly it works for men as well. So I will definitely try to help you with this, promoting this program as well for men, because it's really important that even they start addressing the issues, because when it comes to mental health, there is no gender bias or no bias to whatever sexual orientation one has. So that is something which is very, very important. And now as a therapist, when we say that mental health is a taboo, it's a stigma, and even at workplaces, it's a big problem today. Like if I'll tell a colleague that I'm going for therapy, or even if that colleague is very close to me, and if I share with that colleague कि मतलब मैं therapy जा रही हूँ या जा रहा हूँ because I'm feeling very stressed or something. So at times even that colleague will also judge you. जिसको आप अपना friend समझते हो, even that can अच्छा why, what happened, ऐसा क्या हो गया? That is the kind of remarks that we get. or anybody for that matter. Even I have gone through it, in fact, when I told my boss about it, like,
Yes.
I'm going through therapy because I'm not able to manage stress or the kind of burnout I'm feeling after work. So on this particular thing that, mental health is not just a stigma at home. At times your family will still support you
Hmm.
because they live with you, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
the stigma of mental health, which is there at workplaces, why do you think it's important that that needs to be destigmatized? And how this workshops that you do will actually contribute to destigmatizing or removing the taboo behind mental health problems?
First, firstly, if they experience this, how it helps them, then maybe to some extent they will start accepting it. And to remove the stigma is someone has to take step forward. Like few decades back, going to gym and all was not that common.
Yeah.
Or yeah, even going to see dietitian and all was considered to be not so much required. But now it has become very common. In fact, people appreciate. Even if you have no physical problem, I'm just going for my physical overall fitness, they appreciate you.
Yeah.
But if you tell them I'm seeing the therapist because generally I'm stressed, there is nothing in particular. Work is there, family responsibilities there, nothing in particular. So I feel good. So when people will start accepting that, then only this is going to remove. There is no other way out. That don't be judgmental. And once you start this process, you realize it, then you stop being judgmental. So that is how it should be spread. So probably it will take some few more years. Then people will. And what happens is people go to therapists when they reach that level of anxiety, depression, and they actually start, uh, uh, experiencing these difficulties in their life. But if you address it in time, because you know the stress, everybody is having stress. So why not start at the beginning only? It's then you may not have to visit therapist for 2 months, 3 months, whatever. Maybe just doing some small exercises like you do your physical exercises. This can help you. So the only thing is you realize. So that is why I said if you attend such workshops, when you realize this is helpful, that is why my friend is going. This is helping, so she is going or he is going. Then slowly people may have that acceptance that okay, there is nothing wrong in going in that.
And actually, as you said, that you also go ahead in corporates and you talk about it. So that also, I think, will help with a lot of
Yes.
awareness and all, because it is very common that if you tell your boss or your senior or anyone about mental health, they try to marginalize you at workplace also. Like they
Yes.
will probably not give you projects or they will not
No,
promote
no.
you because you have mental health problems. So I think that is also the reason why many people don't express or they don't openly
Yes,
talk about it.
exactly.
So I think somewhere that also has to be inculcated by human resource and other departments which are working for employee wellness and all of this. So I feel you're doing an amazing job by actually going into these corporates and talking about it. I hope that even though it will take its own time to uh, get steeped in people's mind about mental health and its importance, but keep doing it, ma'am. Please keep doing it with all the persistence that you have been showing till now, and because it will really make a change at a larger scale. So,
Yes.
thank you for actually talking about all of this, whatever you've said, that mental health is not, or mental health therapy per se is not just about treating your mental health issues, but also a preventive tool so that
Yes.
one does not have to face mental health disorders in the long run. So this is something a very important point which you addressed in the in just like few minutes back, because people, as you rightly said, that people usually go for therapy or for healing practices and all when they have hit the most negative or the lowest
Yes.
part of their life, which,
Yes.
even I have done. Like when I felt that this is the lowest thing in my life, I have no other option now. So that is the only time I seek therapy or help. But even today also, I have not completely stopped going for it. Because I
Hmm.
like at least in a year, twice or thrice I visit my wellness coach, and my healer, because I want to also feel regulated. I want to regulate my emotions also. And I think as humans, we are bound to get faltered. Like we cannot be
Yes.
perfect.
Right.
We are still yet to be as perfect as Buddha, but so that is why it's important that we actually keep being in touch with our therapists and people that are helping us with our mental health, because it is not just a tool to treat your problems but also to regulate your emotions as well.
Yes.
So which is an absolutely very good point that you spoke about. uh, so great, and I think we had a great conversation about
Yes.
mental health. We because the art therapy is such a new tool of mental health, because usually mental health becomes such a heavy topic to talk
Hmm.
about. And also when it comes to when you tell someone ki therapy jana hai, or therapy itself becomes a very difficult thing to talk about, address about. But the way you explained that how art therapy is so easy, or it's just a soft beginning to your new journey. So I think that will easily help people with addressing their emotional wellness and emotional problems also. So thank you so much for talking about taking out time and talking about this. So
Thank, thanks to you also for taking up this topic, because this is how the awareness can be spread.
yeah.
And thank you for acknowledging it, that it is important to take up this topic
No,
and
thank you.
giving so much of time.
Absolutely, of course, it's very important that the more see the more we talk about it, it's never enough actually. The more we talk
Yes.
about it, the more change we can bring. Even though now people feel flooded, that the social media is flooded with conversations around mental health, but it is still never enough. The more we
Yes.
talk about it, the more people will at least try to address their problems. Even if it necessarily doesn't have to be a mental or physical trauma, but it could be just emotional problems which can be dealt with. So yeah. So thank you so much for being a part of this podcast, this conversation, and I really had a wonderful talk with you. And all those who are watching this particular episode, um, Bharti ma'am has her clinic at Mahim. And if anybody wants to get in touch with her, I'll be sharing her contact details as well and her social media handles in the captions. So do get in touch with her to understand about Mandala, art therapy, and how it can actually benefit you to simply address your emotional problems, probably not going for a proper conventional therapy, but beginning with something like art therapy could actually help you discover a lot of things about it. So thank you so much for our listeners as well to listen to the entire conversation. Thank you so much, ma'am. Uh,
Thank you.
okay, so it's a wrap. This is Shraddha Hatangadi signing off for today. Thank you.
Thank you.